his 3 kids, and they're his, I guess, 4 grandchildren. So,
How many siblings do you have?
I have 2 siblings, 2 older brothers. One younger.
You're the other three.
I have
Me too.
I'm maybe good. We have 2 older brothers.
One guy. It's still really, they get one.
Yeah, my oldest is 80, and the other brothers. Yeah. My wife is the 30th birthday. So
My wife was 3 of 5 girls. So we had 3 children because we thought it was later.
really.
Yeah, that's
Oh, that's. It was just indented. Society's religion.
How was it?
I was wonderful. I haven't, it's been 3. I mean, I've gone every year for about 30 years, and the last 2 years stayed home for obvious reasons.
I'm listening, I'm just not sure, I'm trying to.
Of course, you have to get all this.
Yeah, but it's, why is it sweet? It's like, yes, got it. I was getting feedback, it's still bad. I have muted every possible thing I can mute.
I mean, you're thinking if you have these systems.
This was, I was gonna do a prayer walk, but then I realized no one can see it, so it's just.
Oh,
But
oh yeah, look at that.
It's just the 3 of us. Harvey's already done the prayer walk. So I'm trying to figure out.
Tell me when you're ready to start.
Two resistance. This year temporary. I say we start. Maybe a short service. It's not nice to see whether I'm on, because if no one's on, I can focus on the people in front of me as well as on. So it's kind of nice because right now I can see that it's just me on Zoom. Although I don't think I guess I should remember the people are going. That's fine. I forget about that. I forgot about that in a moment. So in that sense, I will use the microphone. Shabbat Shalom. Instead of starting with Shalom Aleichem, since we've said Shalom Aleichem to each other, let's start with Yedid Nefesh. And page 10. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you for coming. I'm going to say, sorry, I should make sure I have my mask with me as well. Can I come up and say Shabbat Shalom? I'm going to put on my mask. Go ahead.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you. Grew up here. So go ahead, John. No, I need to go and observe it. The things just far against me when I stop there and figure it goes. I started it all. So did you go to this stuff? Yeah. They're usually more people than that. I think it's real. Yeah, Friday night is we as you guys know, like I often before COVID, we special. The special events with 100 people. But they're not really we really we want everyone to our here to that. So until we're it's late, you're here, I think, Macri, they've triggers another.
It's not there for a while.
But before you move to it, so. I will please have a post when I see this the group back to. Going back to. The lines. And you. But so we're gonna go well, it's not hard to do that. We're hoping some people trying to do it. We'll see how sure that. Yeah. You know, or with LIV. Okay. So we'll run through the Friday night service or walk through it or daven through it. Page 10. Yedid nefesh avarachaman mishoch avdah eretzonach yarutz avdah kemo ayam yishtachaveh mul hadara yeravo yedidutach Mi nofetzu v'chol ta'am. Last verse. Higalena ufros kaviv alayet sukat shelomav ta'ir eretz mi'godach nagila v'nismecha bach Maher ahuv kiva moed v'chaneni ki me'olam yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da 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 yada da da da. Page 11 for the Hunaranada. You'll notice that the final word of the third line on page 11 is bitodah. So it is the Psalm of Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is very simple in Hebrew. It's simply todah. Thank you. Nekadmafanav bitodah bizmirot nariyalohom. We continue silently, either in the Hebrew or the English, or the readings on the sides of the pages until the red triangle on page 12. Arba'im shana akut bedor v'omar am tohe levavim v'hem lo yadu derachad shenishpati v'api imilon el minut kati. So as you guys know, I try to find a new pun for you every single Friday night for like the regulars. So so it would be the second to the bottom line. I mean, where we say Asher Nishpati Biapi, as we vowed. So these are the people that they do not know my ways. So I swore to them. I swore to them Nishpati Biapi. But since the ayin is a little bit silent, it kind of sounds a little bit like Shabbat. So framing the Erev Shabbat, Kabbalat Shabbat service by the mystics in the Middle Ages. We get a little taste of the word Shabbat, although again, most of the puns are homonymic in the mystically designed Kabbalat Shabbat service. Asher nishbati sounds like Asher Shabbat. Asher nishbati bi'apihi im yivon el menuchati. We continue silently through the Psalms, page 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. What I advise you to do is to just glide through, pick a line here and there, or readings on the sides of the pages, which are really tremendously insightful. So figure 13 to page, let's go all the way through to 21, 13 to 21 silently. Shpotevel b'tzedek, amim b'emunato. Simchu tzadikim Adonai, v'odu b'seter kodshaho. Shpotevel b'tzedek, amim b'mesharim. V'mu Adonai Eloheinu, v'ishtachavu l'har kodshaho, ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Adonai oseh amo yitein, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. If you're finishing a reading on one of the pages, please continue doing that. As I'll warm us up on page 22 for Lecha Dodi. Ana bechoach, gedulat yemincha, tatir turura, gaberina amcha sagbeinu, taharenu nora. Nagibor doshech vutcha kevavat shomrim marchem teharim rachamim tzidkadcha tamim gomrim chasin kadosh berov tucha nahel adatecha yachid ge'el le'amha b'nei zochrei kedushatecha shavatenu kabel ushma tzakatenu Yodea ta'alumot. Baruch Shem kavod malchuto le'olam va'ad. We arrive at Lecha Dodi on 23. Let's welcome the spirit of thanksgiving and the spirit of the Psalm of Thanksgiving into our hearts as we enter into the Shabbat. Lecha Dodi lihikra kahala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi lihikra kahala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor V'dibor echad hishmi'anu El ham yuchad Adonai echad U'shemo echad l'shem multiferet V'litila Lecha Dodi lihikra kahala B'nei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat Lechu v'necha ki mekor Haberacha merosh mikedem nesucha sof maase b'machshava techila lecha dodi lihikra kahala penei Shabbat nekabela mikdash melech melucha kumitzi mitocha hapecha harav lach shevet be'ehem mekabacha behu yachamol Allah yichemla lecha dodi lihikra kahala penei Shabbat nekabela. Page 25. V'hayu limshisa shosa yiferaku kol mevalayich yasisa layich Elohayich imsos chatan ahakala lecha dodi Penei Shabbat nekabela yamin usmo tifrosi viet Adonai taritzi al yad ish ben barzi v'nismecha v'nagila lecha dodi lihikraka. Please rise. Penei Shabbat. Let's welcome the Shekhinah. Boi v'shalom atereba lagam b'simcha u'v'tzohala toch emuneh am segula boi chala lecha dodi lihikra kahala penei Shabbat nekabela. We may be seated. We sink into the Shabbat Psalm on page 27. Mizmor shir, shir le'yom haShabbat. Mizmor shir, shir le'yom haShabbat. Tov lehodot l'Adonai, u'lezamer l'shimcha ha'elyon, v'hagid ba'boker chastecha, v'emunatcha ba'lelot. Mizmor shir, shir le'yom haShabbat. Mizmor shir, shir le'yom haShabbat. Continue silently in the language of your choice until the bottom of 28. Junuvun b'seva, d'shenim ranim yihu, d'yagiki yashar Adonai, tzuriv lo avlat abo. We pass through a few of the pages in front of us, and we find ourselves at the beginning of Mariv on page 39a. And so, given that Glenn, I see you online, and we may have other people. We do not have a physical minyan so far. 1, 2, 3, 4. And so we will not do the baruch at the top of the page, but we will continue. And at the end, when it comes to the mourner's kaddish, we'll see who's online, and we will make an effort to count the people who are in the annex right now. So we continue page 39a. We're at the third line. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bivaro ma'ariv harabim. Umavir yom umevi laila, mavdil ben yom uvein laila, Adonai tzvaot shemo el chai v'kayam, tamidim lo chalenu leolam ba'eh, baruch atah Adonai hama'ariv harabim. Page 40. Wow, talk about making a minyan. That's all the way from Florida. So here raises our spirits a little bit. We're on page 40. Ahavat olam beit Yisrael amcha ahavta Torah mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al kein Adonai Eloheinu, v'shachveinu v'kumeinu, nasiach b'chukecha, v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha, uv'mitzvotecha, le'olam v'hed. Ki hem chayenu v'yorech yameinu, v'yorech yameinu, uvahem nehege yomam v'layla, v'avatcha tasemer l'olamim, baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Page 41. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha v'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'otecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha b'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha u'kshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot b'neinecha u'chtavtam amezuzot beitecha uv'hisharecha. Continue pages 42 and 43, A or B, yourselves. Adonai Elohechem Echad. U'malchuto b'ratzon kivlu alehem Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael l'chan Yosha b'simcha rabba v'yamruchu laham mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi kamocha nedar b'kodesh norati lo tohosef ele malchutecha ra'u v'anecha bokei yam lifnei Moshe ze'eli anu v'yamru Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed v'ne'emar ki fadah Adonai Yaakov v'lo melzat mimenu baruch atah Adonai ga'al Yisrael. On page 45, we have the Hashkivenu. Let's read it together tonight in English, wishing everyone who needs, especially on a Thanksgiving weekend where some people have less to be thankful for than others, wishing them a sleep and a night in which they do not feel hungry, and they do not feel sad, and they do not feel anxious, and that all the things that stir up our spirit in a negative way, they are protected from, and only good spirits come in to give them uplift. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over us and deliver us. And you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Ensure our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people of Israel, and over Jerusalem. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu, v'kol amo Yisrael v'al Yerushalayim. The Shamru, top of 46. V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat la'asot et HaShabbat v'dorotam berit olam Uven bnei Yisrael oti leolam Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim li'et haaretz uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash. In the middle of page 46, we're preparing for the Chatzi Kaddish and then silent Amidah. You may have been wondering through the service, I usually share poetry, I usually share Hasidic teachings, there's usually a thought, a kavanah on each page, and we've just run through the service. So what I'd like to do now is in order to prepare us for the richest possible silent prayer, in which we may be doing liturgy, or we may be finding a place within ourselves to have the prayer that we should be having. Let's use, so I prepared a poetry walk and a teaching walk for us tonight. So before we do the Chatzi Kaddish and we sink into our own personal Amidah, would you consider joining me? If you'd rather not, we don't make you do anything on Shabbat. Actually, I don't make you do anything when it's not Shabbat either. But would you join me in the back of the room for a poetry walk? And if you find yourselves, it does. There's no. You don't get checked off at the end, so you don't have to do every reading. If you find yourself drifting to one, or you just don't like it, or it's not matching your brain or your heart, just go to another one. Or if you just want to sit down and sit alone, there's no pressure to do anything. But we have Jewish teachings and poetry from different places. So let's do a little bit of a poetry walk. Let's say you're not going to get to everyone. Let's say we're running about 15 minutes ahead. Let's do about 9 or 10 minutes, and then we'll wrap up the service with silent prayer and Kaddish. Oh, I'm going to take the people who are online. Wendy, I see you, and Glenn, I'm going to take you to my poetry walk with me. I'm going to start up the Amidah, but if you wish, you can also do a walking Amidah and stay at the quotations. Please rise, page 46. Yitkada v'yitkada shemer rabba v'alma divra kirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyom hechon uvchayedecho beit Yisrael b'agala bizman kariv ve'imeru amen yehi shemer rabba mevarach v'alam ulam me'al maya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yitramam v'naseh v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmedu kudesha le'ela mikol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata dahamiran v'yama v'imeru. 47 to 51 in the language of your choice, or readings, or just closing your eyes and having the prayer that you're supposed to be having. Let's read together at the top of 54, the final blessing of the Amidah in English. Our God and God of our ancestors, embrace our rest. Make us holy through your mitzvot, and let the Torah be our portion. Fill our lives with your goodness and gladden us with your deliverance. Purify our hearts to serve you truly. Adonai, our God, lovingly and willingly grant that we inherit your holy Shabbat, that the people Israel who make your name holy may find rest on this day. Baruch atah Adonai, who makes Shabbat holy. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabba, v'yalma divra kirte, v'yamlich malchute, b'chayechonu v'yamechonu chayaducho beit Yisrael, b'agalav v'zman kari v'imeru, yehi shmei rabba mevara, Le'olam olam le'olam haya. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipar v'yishmam v'naseh v'yitadar v'yitala v'yitala shmei kudusha v'yichu le'elam min kol berchata v'shurata tishbata v'nechemata damiram v'yama v'imedru Titkabal tzloton about Hondacha Yisrael kol dama v'honda v'yishmaya v'imedru Yehi shalom b'mishmaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imedru Oseh shalom b'mroma v'yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imedru Aleinu, page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol v'tikiru l'neyotzeh b'reishit shelo asanu kigoyei haratzot v'lo samadu b'mishpachot ha'adama shelo samta kikahen v'lo aleinu b'chol ha'olam v'anachnu korim u'mishtahavim moti lifnei melech malachei halavim hakadosh baruch hu. Adonai lo le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar v'hayam v'melech al kol ha'aretz v'yom ha'hu yeh Adonai echad u'shemo We may be seated as we prepare for the mourner's Kaddish. I'd like to read the names of the yortzites for this Shabbat. Beth Israel remembers on this Shabbat the yortzites of Sylvia Abramovitz, Isaac Edelman, Andor Berkey, Burton Blair, Esther Chesler, Rocco DeAngelo, Larry Daniels, Ethel Fallett, Jack Fallett, Abe Feinberg, Ruth Ferguson, Gloria Greenfield, Abraham Hootkins, Rose Jacobson Cohen, Gabriella Kahana, George Bernard Kaplan, Boris Kesselman, Joan Ellen Nathanson Summers, Selma Perlstein, Jack Rosen, Robert Rosenblum, Alexander Shkolnik, Molly Shapiro, Libby Sellen Silverman, Rudy Singer, Marta Smolkina, Al Stone, Alfred Sussman, Sheila Thorpe, Louis Yaffe, and Eve Zeller. As we continue to say Kaddish for Carol Feinerman, David Bauman, Bruce Dahl, Carol Amster, Gary Joseph Ullman, Paul Ernest Phillips, Leslie Garber Matthews, Raisa Levinskaya, Ellis Cohen, Toby Barben Rothaus, Vivian Perlstein, Marty Lindenauer, Bonnie Rosenberg, Harleen Appleman, Lionel Finkelstein, Sidel Popinski, David Stein, Harvey Katz, Martin Warshaw, Gidon Hoffer, and now Lois Pfluger and Beverly Bennett. For those who are reciting the Kaddish tonight, please rise and recite with me on 58. Yikadal v'yikadash shemei rabba, v'yalma divrach kirute v'yamlich malchute, v'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayedecho beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'zman kari v'imru, amen. Yehi shmei rabba mevarach le'olam olamei al-mayam. Yiparach v'yishtabach v'yipa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmei d'kudusha, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran v'alma v'imru, amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories continue to bring blessings to this world. Before we close the service with Oseh Shalom, a couple of brief announcements. Tomorrow morning will be the bat mitzvah of Sadie. So I want to Sadie Cutler Merrill, or Sadie Merrill Cutler. And we look forward to tomorrow morning very much. So, and we're all invited to Kiddush as always. I want to remind you that Rabbi in Residence Weekend and Illuminate is coming up with the December 16th through 18th. So please join us. We will have Rabbi Andrew Hahn, also known as Reb Drew, and also known as either the Tai Chi Rabbi or the Kirtan Rabbi. I really, really, really like Reb Drew's davening. And so I was very excited when he accepted my personal invitation to come here for the weekend. And so he'll be with us on Saturday morning with a Tai Chi Musaf for those who want to do that. And on Sunday, part of Illuminate will be a Kirtan prayer, a mystical prayer experience in which Hindu chant is used, a form of Hindu chant is used and applied to Jewish prayer. And it's really a powerful thing. And will be part of our Hanukkah celebration of Illuminate. So I look forward to Rabbi Hahn being with us for, I guess it's only two or three weekends from now. I guess really 3 weekends from now, I think. So we're looking forward to that. And I'm sure there are other now. And Harvey, go ahead. That's what I want.
Now it's the fundraising concert. It's for the revenue family. I mean, first time the family.
Thank you, Harvey. Let's finish the service with Oseh Shalom. Oseh Shalom Bimroma. Uya'aseh Shalom Aleinu. Ve'alko Yisrael. Amen. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Ya'aseh Shalom, Ya'aseh Shalom, Shalom Aleinu, V'al Kol Yisrael. Shabbat Shalom, and I hope you have a wonderful continuation of your Thanksgiving weekend.
Shabbat Shalom.